Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engineers. So today we're going to be looking at the Automations beta because it has just been released, or at least it got released yesterday, so I'm going to check it out today. Now, this is the first time I've loaded into a world since I've updated my game to the beta, and I have not checked out any of the new stuff. So this is the first time we're looking into the menu, and the first thing I see is the new AI blocks, which is cool. Have we got any new sections? Cargo, customer, just grid AI or grid automation. That looks like interesting. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, okay. So it seems like in the grid automations I've put the sensors, the timer blocks, and the programmable blocks in the turret controller. Interesting. Remote control. But it looks like we also have the event controller, the AI recorder. Interesting. AI basic task, AI flight move, AI defensive combat, and AI offensive combat. And then it just looks like we have the remote control and the camera. Interesting. Let's get all of these blocks, shall we? Let's have a little look, shall we, what they actually are all about. So if I got the, you know what, let's put a bit of a block down. There we go. Okay, so the first one is very plain. When you first saw this side, I thought it was going to be interesting on all sides, but quite a plain block. I like this side. I like the event you get. But overall, looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting block. I like all the detail on the front. Have a look. So event controller, what can we do with the event controller? So we've got the usual toggle block on and off, user terminal, name, HUD, yep. Events, so we've got the, let's have a look, altitude, change angle, block added or removed, block integrity, cargo field, cockpit occupied, connector connected, door opened, gas tank filled, landing gear locked, piston position, power output, stored power, and that's it. Okay. And what can we do with that? So we now have, so if any of these things are equal to or greater than or equal to or less than, we can set the threshold, and we can add the blocks and remove blocks, and negate. First action is triggered if each block meets the condition, else the second action is triggered. Interesting. So there's no selected blocks. I'm guessing that's because it costs us cargo. So if I set to stored power, I would have the battery. I could add the battery. Okay, interesting. Maybe I should go into an actual survival-based world, as in just change this world to survival so then the batteries can actually deplete. Yeah, I'll do that. So give me 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, so I want to see if this works. I haven't tested it yet, but basically what I've got is a full hydrogen tank and an empty hydrogen tank connected via a pipe. Now, this hydrogen tank is classed as hydrogen tank main, and it's like you can see 100% full. This one is 100% empty, and it's classed as hydrogen tank 2. Now, in the actual event controller, I've set it so the event type is gas tank filled percentage, and the condition is equal to or greater than, and it's 50%. So as long as this hydrogen tank stays at above 50%, nothing will happen, as far as I'm aware. And I have set it to some set actions that I believe if it gets lower than that, it turns on this light here. So let's do a little bit of a test, and what we can do is this. Okay, stockpile's off on this one, but if we set the stockpile onto this one, when this gets less than 50, does this light turn on? Or have I done this backwards? I think I've done this backwards. I think that should have been off and that should have been... Don't worry, we can now... So if we now turn that light on, so the light would turn on, and if we send this stop valve to be off and the main one to be on, so when this one gets above 50%, does that mean this light turns off? Yes. Cool. Okay, so I understand what is happening. Stuffle. So this is my sort of idea, right? So this is just to show you that the event controller is doing something. But imagine... Oh, weather. So imagine that this is your hydrogen tank storage for your hydrogen ship or something. So this can be measuring it. And this, instead of it being a light, it could be an alarm system. Imagine if you were flying your ship and then all of a sudden you were starting to run low on fuel and then you dropped out of the sky, you wouldn't know. But if you had something like an event controller with like a siren or something on it, when it starts to get low, it would tell you. So imagine this is you burning your fuel, burning your fuel, burning your fuel, not knowing, and then all of a sudden the light turns on when you're starting to get low on your fuel. That would be very, very cool now, wouldn't it? To tell you, hey, you've got almost no hydrogen left, you should probably refill. I like that. So the event controller makes actually some sense to me, which is nice. And then obviously when you refill it, the alarm goes off. Anytime now. There you go. Cool. Cool. I like it. Obviously this is just with the gas, but we have all these different things. So you could do cargo. So you could have, if you had a mining ship, you could do cargo, and once all your cargo is filled. Interesting. I wonder if I had a load of batteries. If I set all these batteries up and I did main map. So if I did something like main batteries, and I'm actually going to build another event controller to not mess that up. Yeah. So if I got an event controller and I selected it to power storage. Okay, so you can't set a group of batteries up, but I guess if you had all of them, you could just add all of them. Oh, that's cool. Input at 30. Okay, so they're all at 30% power. Okay, that's cool. I was just wondering if you could do groups. So if you could detect a group, but I guess you can just do it all manually. Okay, interesting. So now let's have a look at the actual AI block, shall we? So I think the easiest way for me to do this would be to make a little mini test ship. Nothing fancy, but something might be able to work. So if I plunk down that, back. So let's just build a simple little ship, shall we? So let's now what do all these actually do? So let's just put more on. So we got flight, combat, offensive, basic, and recorder. Interesting. I need a button panel because I haven't got any mods. Button panel. Okay, so task error grid has no active movement type blocks. Excuse me, got movement type blocks. AI on. If I turn the actual AI, this one on. Error, grid cannot move in one or more directions. Please ensure a thruster is available for each direction. We have each direction, don't we? Oh, is it going to moan at me for not having downwards? 2 downwards there. Is that going to be happy? So in the movement. Okay, so interesting note there. Even if you're on a planet, these drones want thrusters in each direction. Interesting. Right, so we've got combat, we've got the offensive and defensive. So what if I put a combat? Can I put both these on? No. Now that is something I kind of thought you would. So a drone can either be an offensive drone or a defensive drone. So if you notice, you can only have one of these on at a time. Cool. And then task, follow player, follow me. No? Okay, cool. How do we actually set a task to follow a player? Where are we going? Gonna follow it? This is cool. I like this. This is cool looking. If I set it to more like, I said 10 meters. It looks like it's going to try and stay at 10 meters no matter what. Interesting. Not the fastest. If I can make this a little bit better. I've got to turn this off just so it stops trying to follow me for now. So on the movement, what do I have? Movement, I have, oh, speed limit. Let's say that's maximum. Altitude, okay. Max pitch, max roll, interesting. Okay, so let's start at the beginning, shall we? Because I'm getting too ahead of myself. So the AI basic. So we have obviously the AI turn on. We can follow a player, autopilot, or follow home. Interesting. Follow distance. So that's all we have. So we can either autopilot, follow home. What does autopilot do? So autopilot we have troll, circle, or one way. Interesting. And then we set up all the waypoints. That's cool. AI defensive. So AI defensive we have all the usual, and then we have defensive against, so enemies or enemies and neutrals. With subsystem, so like how we can select with the guns, we can have a look at just everything, or we can select the weapons, propulsion, or the power system. Lock the target. Target lock grid moves. Yep, we can lock the targets. We can target characters. We can flee when taking damage when target locked. Interesting. And we can flee to a position. Flee waypoint size. The distance to the selected waypoint of the grid should be considered have been reached. Okay, so as long as it's within like 100 meters, then it's being good enough of saying that it's gone to that waypoint. Okay, that's cool. And then the move. Precision critical. Move, collision avoidance, that's interesting. AI behavior, the speed limit, position to gravity, min altitude, max altitude. In the combat, we have attack players, or attack enemies, or attack enemies and neutrals, target characters, target priority closest, largest, or smallest. Target search interval. So you can have 5, or you can have it every minute. Interesting. Threatening subsystems. So you could find weapons, propulsion, or power systems most. And then attack pattern, circle object, stay at range, hit and run, interception. Oh, so intercept is also known as suicide into them. So yes, you can make missiles. Cool! And then we can add available weapons and select weapons. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, and then recorder. So AI, HUD, AI behavior, play, repeat. Clear selection, deep selection, interest. I don't know what any of this means. I wonder if this is... So I'm guessing recorder means if I was flying this ship, I could record it, do my thing, and then stop recording and play. You think that's how it actually works? Let's do a little test, shall we? Let's control, where's the recorder? Can I can record. And then can I like play? Can. Okay, so if I went to record and I went, I'm just gonna fly like a maniac, do a load of spins. Fly like an absolute lunatic and then stop. Now if I press 3, what does it do? Grid has no active movement types blocked. Is that because I'm selected into critical. It? Red. Okay. Okay, so I turned the AI back on. So now it's going from point to point. Or is it staying close to me? What's it doing? No, it's doing the crazy thing that I did. This is really, really cool. Especially for the pure fact this is in beta. So I set it to repeat, so technically it'll do the same thing over and over again. But you can imagine this for like a taxi service or something, couldn't you? You had like ships that were like constantly flying, or like flying between poles, like planets. This is honestly really, really cool. So if I wanted to, if I turned the AI back up on this, okay. So what if I want to test out the combat thing? So if I have like a ship. Okay, let's just use this. Let's use this, and let's make all of this an enemy. Transfer to space pirates.
Fuel critical.
So if I then... Oh. Is it actually detected? It's certainly looking at it as if it's an enemy. Auto damper to it. I wonder if because it's set to quite a high... I set it to more like 10. Yeah, look at it. It's definitely looking at it. It's cool. Ow. It's like, what? Like, who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing here? I wonder if I set this avoidance to off. And precision mode off. Also, I wonder if I set this to more like 20 degrees. 20 degrees. This is cool. Now what if I set avoidance and precision back on. Okay. So what if I changed it so combat? What if I set it to stay at range? This is very, very cool. Oh, that's cool. It made all the waypoints for that recorder. Combat. What if I set it to... So you can see it's just sitting at this because it's trying to stay at range. What if I set it to intercept? Oh, I killed myself. Nice. Really made myself God mode. Oh no. Shoot. Spacesuit, respawn. Come back. I'm a professional. It seems like it basically just destroyed itself. Okay, I really need to make myself God mode before I end up destroying my bones. What's it doing? Oh. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay, admin tools, invulnerable, and then turn it all on. Okay, so now let's do something that most people immediately thought of when they said we can have AI in this game. What if I tried to make a simple missile? Everyone loves a good missile. Right, so if I have a thruster in every direction, right? If I just do that. Like that. And then we can now do that. And then I could add a couple of thrusters like this. Actually, let's make it a bit more compact. Let's just put them right there. Right? And I could do this. Let's put the mirror mode on first. I swear it's the last thing I'm going to do, then I'm going to end the video. This is exciting. I need to make a part 2 to this. So I put all this on, and then, so what do I need? I need the flight, and I need the basic task, or do I just need the defensive? Either way, we can. And then if I add like a warhead. So, theoretically, this flat. Right? Now I'm gonna... Well, I wonder if it's gonna want a thruster pointing backward as well, isn't it? Let's add some thrusters to that one as well. Okay. So, what I've learned, I'm going to keep the movement off for now. I'm going to set the combat to enemy, the closest, as fast as it can detect it. I want it to go for anything, and I want to intercept, and I want to intercept target prediction. So if it's moving, it's going to aim in front. Okay, that makes sense. Override collision avoidance. So yeah, this will just do whatever it wants and basically crash into it. I'm going to set the speed to full. Min altitude can literally be like 5. I'm not that bothered. I want it to be fairly... it's a missile. It can do what it likes like that. It can align to gravity for the most part. Yeah, that makes sense. For the most part, one isn't avoidance. Okay, yeah, that's just gonna send it. So I'm just gonna delete. I'm gonna copy one just so we have. What are they doing? I'm going to turn the AI behavior off on that one. And then on this one, let's just turn it on. Is this just going to go straight and fly into this thing? Very slow. But is it just going to straight up and just go... Oh, you little disappointment. Why was that so... Is it because I'm having the same issue with trying to make it precision mode. Okay, so let's... I want it to go as fast as it can. Why is it so, like, slow? Also, it's going to crash into this thing. Alright, so missiles are going to... They're not as simple as just strap it on and they'll fly at full speed into them. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to mess about with this a lot more, but for now, that's what I'm gonna leave for today's video. Technically, we have these blocks in the game, so technically they are now a thing. However, like I say, this is only the beta, so if you wanted to play with this, if you were on either PC or Xbox, I believe, you'll have to make sure that you go into the beta mode and play the actual Automations beta version of the game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you're excited as I am for when this update actually fully gets into the game and any of the small issues get ironed out. But from what I can see so far, this game, or this update, looks really, really cool. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!